This is nowhere. There is no cell service, street signs, paved roads, or life of any kind pretty much anywhere. Not even the slightest evidence of the outside world's culture and society. And no one with any reason at all to ever venture out and seek out the secrets of this desolate, merciless land. Until now. "82 miles north of iconic Las Vegas, 55 miles from any gas station, down a 12-mile dirt road on the other side of a seemingly innocuous mountain range deep in the Nevada desert, lies a place so notorious and ironically well known it has become an infamous icon in American pop culture. There are many names for this mystical place: Dreamland, Paradise Ranch, Homey Airport, and of course,
Area 51.
Area 51.
Area 51.
Area 51.
now you've decided to tag along on this journey. Maybe not in person, but perhaps in spirit. Or maybe you are, or were, just an innocent bystander, unaware of anything other than mass-trending internet memes and news articles that just so happen to warrant your interest to passively watching from a safe distance. Either way, you are in for quite an experience. Let's start from the beginning. It's the height of the Cold War, and tensions between the United States and what was then the Soviet Union were at a breaking point. President Eisenhower signed an executive order for the development of a high-altitude reconnaissance plane called U-2. They needed testing grounds for the new spy plane program. The U.S. Air Force acquired 60 square miles of a remote area near the already established Yucca Valley Test Range for a new top-secret project conducted by the CIA to be developed away from unwanted eyes. The reason for this mainly being the lack of confidentiality at other nearby locations, such as Edwards Air Force Base only a few miles northwest of Los Angeles. Originally established to facilitate the creation and testing of the top-secret U-2 spy plane, the base was built on a former Army airfield that had been used in World War II for bombing tests. The base was significantly expanded to 600-some square miles in the 1960s, when a new airstrip and a cluster of fresh buildings were installed, along with a new formative title being assigned to the base. The Salt Flat and Old Airstrip were added to the Atomic Energy Commission's Nevada test site, which the land abutted. On the AEC maps, the area was designated R-4808. From this point on, the gates to the base were sealed, along with any and all land around it from the public. This was the true birth of Area 51. The total secrecy surrounding the site, for a long time the government denied it even existed, has made Area 51 a stand-in for every evil suspicion Americans have about their government. But most of all, it's a place onto which Americans can project their wildest fantasies of what could be hidden within. Real-life furries, Tupac, Half-Life 3, The Amulet of Atlantis. But most of all, aliens. So what is it? A base for spy planes? An alien jail? Or something else? Once you could walk almost up to the base. But after too many curious citizens, including Greenpeace demonstrators protesting at the adjoining nuclear test site, had disturbed their privacy, the Air Force, in 1984, went to the Bureau of Land Management, then to Congress, and had large tracts of public land around the base declared part of the Nellis Air Force Base bomb and gunnery range. But two high points, which allowed a glimpse of the base to intrepid hikers, had remained accessible. By the 80s, the spot began to draw crowds and television crews. But then, silence. Not much was heard about the long sought-out Area 51 base for many years. Despite the reports that had flooded in about unidentified flying object sightings in the area, most people moved on with their lives, not paying much mind to the inner workings of this phenomenon, nor its source. Once again leaving this parched, empty Midwestern wasteland lonely and quiet. Until one man changed everything. On November 13th, 1989, viewers of KLS-TV in Las Vegas, Nevada, heard an incredible story from news reporter George Knapp.
Well, there's several, actually 9 flying saucers, flying discs, that are out there of extraterrestrial origin.
A scientist had come forth to reveal that the U.S. government possesses the remains of extraterrestrial vehicles. From these vehicles have come extraordinary technological breakthroughs.
They realized that this had nothing to do with something the government was producing, and that was quite shocking because everything inside was small. This is a full-size craft, 30, 35 feet in diameter, maybe 40.
The scientist, Robert Scott Lazar, said he had worked in the S4 section of Area 51, a corner of the Nevada test site. There, he had read documents indicating the existence of ongoing research on an anti-gravity reactor for use in propulsion systems. He was astonished, he said, but he was even more shocked to be shown 9 flying discs of extraterrestrial origin stored in a hangar. As part of the gravity harnessing propulsion, the craft used an element, 115, unknown on Earth, because it is impossible to synthesize an element that heavy here on Earth. The substance has to come from a place where super heavy elements could have been produced naturally. From the recovered craft, the U.S. government had collected some 500 pounds of the stuff. Element 115 is an incredibly radioactive substance and one of the heaviest elements ever discovered. To date, only 4 Moscovium isotopes have been produced in a lab, each popping up into existence for a few fractions of a second. According to Lazar, however, the extraterrestrial craft he worked on used a stable version of element 115 to warp gravity around the craft and propel it forward. Even to this day, scientists are unable to synthesize any stable form of the ungodly element. Bob Lazar is arguably the reason humans around the globe speculate about the inner workings of Area 51 in the Nevada desert. Shortly after Lazar's first interview, he broke anonymity and did several other interviews about his time at Area 51 under his own name. These were broadcast around the globe and turned the top-secret military base into a pilgrimage destination for UFO believers. Visitations to the formerly top-secret installation rose off the charts and skyrocketed the popularity of UFO culture to unimaginable lengths. It would become a normal thing to camp out at the edge of the vast, largely uncharted land just for a glimpse of any unexplainable flying lights, or if one was lucky enough, meet one of the nice green men in person. By the early 90s, during which the base grabbed up another 4,000 acres of land in the Groom Mountains, the site had become shorthand for shenanigans between extraterrestrials and the U.S. government. Area 51 appeared in shows like The X-Files and attracted a devoted culture of UFO hunters, who turned the nearby town of Rachel into a kitschy hub of alien fandom. With this new attention fueled speculation about what in the hell was really going on in there. The facilities on the base have continued to improve and expand through the years, observed via satellite images and paranoid investigators. Major new facilities were built around 2007, causing a bit of a stir, but as was reported in a Wired article that year, the development was likely the result of post-9/11 military growth, not a spike in alien research. In our fast-paced media landscape, where a story that grips the nation one day can be a faint memory the next, the Naruto run raid on Area 51 to see them aliens was a standout event. If only we all came together to break through the barriers of lies to find the truth for ourselves, then maybe, just maybe, we could fuse our culture with that of the aliens and hasten our ascension into the galactic community. Storm Area 51. They can't stop all of us. Simply put, let's see them aliens. Since the event's creation, more than 2 million people have signed up to join in on the fun and run Naruto style into Area 51 in Amargosa Valley, Nevada. The author of the now infamous post, a 20-year-old from Bakersfield, California, identified as Matty Roberts, apparently just wanted to create a post that would let people share some wacky memes and laughs.
It started out as just from a pure stroke of imagination.
Instead, he got hundreds of thousands of page views, thousands of Facebook friends, and a visit from the FBI. An Air Force spokeswoman told the LA Times,
"The United States Air Force is aware of the Facebook post. The Nevada Test and Training Range is an area where the Air Force tests and trains combat aircraft. As a matter of practice, we do not discuss specific security measures, but any attempt to illegally access any military installations or military training areas is dangerous."
The event instantly took the internet by storm and spiraled to a level of unforeseen consequences.
I figured that the FBI would be knocking on my door right about now, but nobody has shown up, nobody's tried to contact me.
Many small towns in the general location near Area 51 were forced into states of emergency due to the quick rise in attention to the military activities taking place practically in their backyards, some of which experiencing a litany and onslaught of visitors and tourists months before the event was scheduled to take place. When the U.S. Air Force heard that people were planning to raid the facility known as Area 51 in order to find aliens, they responded with a heavy hand. We would discourage anyone from trying to come into the area where we train American armed forces. The U.S. Air Force always stands ready to protect America and its assets. Will anyone take the Storm Area 51 Facebook event seriously and actually show up at the heavily guarded site with 24-hour surveillance? That remains to be seen. But the truth is out there.
So, here we are, approximately 82 miles south of yours truly. Today is September 18th, approximately somewhere between 36 and 48 hours to the date of when the Area 51 raid is supposed to happen. Now, is Area 51 raid gonna happen? That's what we're gonna find out. My biggest concern is just like what happens when we actually get there, if we're even gonna be able to get there, you know what I'm saying? Because I've heard rumors that, you know, the actual government and the police have the whole place shut down. You can't even get anywhere near it, even to the place where you could go to legally before. But I mean, come on, man. I mean, could you at least just let me get to the gates? Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty temperate day tomorrow. It's gonna be very fair weather, almost as if the gods above just opened up the clouds and shined some grace and luck upon the people who just want the truth behind the world's biggest secret. It made it a little bit easier for them and for me because, you know, of course, I gotta film everything. Okay, so I'm an official field investigator now. Good. And my pants are so loose. We didn't even bring a ring light because I couldn't fit that in the back of my Lamborghini. There's just not enough space. So, unfortunately, you're gonna have to deal with my legs. That's good enough.
Upon further study of the event itself, however, I found out that it had recently been cancelled by the original creator, meaning that there was no scheduled event to take place in Area 51 for any concert or any other thing. This was very disappointing to me, since I had already traveled all the way to there.
That is not epic.
Despite it being cancelled, however, I decided to go anyways. So, the place in Las Vegas where the Alien Stock Festival is going to be held is going to be right there across the street. Not sure how many people are going to show up, but it's supposedly supposed to be tonight. So basically, that is the noob festival, but the real festival is out there. That is where we're going today, boys. As I prepared myself for the 120-mile journey that I was about to embark on through the middle of nothing except dirt, shrubs, and cactuses, I also mentally prepared myself for whatever I was going to see out there. But yeah, there it is. It doesn't really look like much. Whether it would be a flash mob of thousands of people, government officers trying to shut down the entire road, or even actual aliens, which is why I was most eager to go and see it for myself as soon as I possibly could. As I ventured deeper and deeper into this desolate land and traveled farther from any civilization than I'd ever been before, I started subtly feeling a sensation of which told me that I, for whatever reason, was not supposed to be there. Something was telling me on the inside that I was simply in a place where no one was meant to be. But that all changed as I closed in on the only town within a 100-mile radius. So here I am in Rachel, and I can't believe the weather here. It's just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I don't know how often it rains here in the desert, but it's probably not that much if I would have to guess. And all around me as I film this, there's pretty much dust storms and practically tornadoes going all over the place. So, but anyways, the reason I'm here is quite obvious. This is gonna be where the main festival is going to take place. Like, it's crazy, bro. There's dust all around me. I can't believe this, man. This is unbelievable. Anyways, this is a pretty minute town with a population of around... Well, actually, it doesn't even list the population. But it does conveniently guarantee on the sign that welcomes you in when you're driving that they are most likely all human. But probably not. As of only a couple days before the event was supposed to take place, it was supposedly canceled and moved to Las Vegas, which I was just at, as you guys know. But apparently, there definitely is some stuff that's still going on here. So yeah, directly behind me is something called the Little Alien, and also along with about 50 or so media news vans and about 169 RVs or whatever. Basically, there's quite a bit of people here. So yeah, basically the epicenter of all this is the Little Alien, which is a restaurant, which basically is one of the most famous places regarding Area 51 and the lore behind Area 51. You've probably heard of it. So the original estimates was about 10,000 people to show up in this area, and currently I really don't think it's that much, but like I said, still 24 hours away, or actually less than 24 hours away. As it got later, and as the sun slowly made its way to the mountainy horizon, I felt the need to check out the actual gate of Area 51 before it became completely dark. After all, there wasn't much to do in Rachel, considering that the actual event was hours away, and not many people were actually there doing anything at the moment. Even inside the Little Alien itself, it was quite tame and not having that much activity. Only a few cosplayers and extremely excited fanboys were there just waiting for something to happen. So, there's not much here to see. At least, not yet. So with my mind fully set on this mission, I once again set out on the seemingly endless road which stretched out through the deserty nothingness of South Nevada. And there it is. And there's some CSGO counter-terrorists right there just waiting. Yeah, they really don't want people going near here. Interestingly enough, right as I arrived there, it just so happened to be that Jeremy Corbell was filming a documentary at the same time that I was. I tried my hardest to stay out of their shots, but at certain points, it was kind of awkwardly hard.
It's a story everyone, I guess, thinks they know. Everyone's heard of Area 51, but to actually come out here and see it for ourselves, I mean, it really is something.
However, it was kind of interesting to see a small piece of the process of a new possible future Area 51 movie coming out. So yeah, if it isn't just the worst conditions to possibly have on this one day out of the year that this big event was supposed to take place on, then I don't know what is. It's been cold, rainy, windy, the sun is now going down. I gotta find a place to sleep. I think I'm gonna camp out somewhere out here. If you think there's a lot of people over there now, just wait till tomorrow, or even 3 a.m. because the actual event is scheduled to happen 3 a.m.
See anything cool?
Nothing but just a documentary being made over there.
Yeah.
Do you guys expect a lot of people to be here, like tomorrow?
You know what, to be honest with you, man, we don't know. We don't know if
I'm assuming that
showing up, and
there'll be a good handful of people.
Yeah.
You know,
That's crazy. I actually expected a lot more. So yeah.
Well,
it's supposed to be 2 a.m. or something like that on the 20th, so tomorrow.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well,
We'll
thank
see.
you. Yeah, we will, yeah.
Alright, good luck to you.
Thanks. I decided to take another spin down towards Rachel for 2 reasons. Mainly because it was the only way back, and there were no other roads for about 50 miles, so I had no other option. But also I wanted to see if things started cooking within the time that I had last been there. Other than just a few more people who had shown up between that time, not much had changed. So I decided to go and try to find some kind of secret, secluded place where I could camp out and wait for the raid to happen. After a few hours of searching, I finally found a decent turnout right next to the extraterrestrial highway, of which I parked for the night. Okay, here we are at Area 51 in the middle of the night. Now all I need to do is just get through this night, and then tomorrow we're gonna see what happens. But of course, we can't miss out on the main event that's gonna be taking place at 3 o'clock. It seems like it's really late, but it's actually only like 8 o'clock on September the 19th, so we have a good couple of hours to go. So yeah, we are of course gonna have to go exploring at around 3 o'clock. So I'm gonna set my alarm to be at 3 or 2 so we can get to Area 51's front gate again, or at least close by, and just see what's going on around there. I'm not sure if they're gonna let me get through, but you know, hopefully it'll happen. Right now it's 3 a.m. September 20th, 2019, which means that the Area 51 raid is supposed to happen right now. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go to the gate of Area 51 once again, and we're gonna see what happens. There's no more guards, there's no roadblock that there was just a couple of hours ago. It's just nothing. I don't even see any like headlights or anything up there. I mean, obviously you can see the sign and everything, but I can't see anything past it, so. Okay guys, I'm gonna step out and I'm gonna see what's going on out here. Yeah. No one out here. How is there no raiders? There's no one, no guards, no nothing. It's like I just get sniped right now. Is this a prank? Where is everyone? What? How is there no one here? Hello? I feel like I could just walk right in. No one would even care. Dude, where is everyone? Like legit, I'm actually kind of freaked out a little bit. Okay, well I'm gonna go and check out the area around here. God dang, bro. It's freaking freezing out here, man. What happened to the event? It was supposed to take place at 3 o'clock. This is just a plain desert. I'm gonna get back in my car. Shit, get me out of here. There's headlights up there, bro. Oh my god. Okay, I was just out for like 20 seconds and then there's headlights coming down the road right past the gate. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning, so there's no way that whoever's out there isn't out there just for me. Okay guys, I don't want to alarm anyone, but it looks like we're being followed by those people. Freaking kidding me, bro. I might actually get arrested here. Oh my god, this is so stupid. They're legit following me. Those are the same headlights. where I left the flashlight last night when I was chased off by that guard. Essentially, I drove all the way back to Alamo and I spent the rest of the night there. But I did leave behind this. I was in such a hurry because I got so startled by the guard that, or whoever it was who was chasing me, obviously whoever it was, they had access to Area 51, that I actually just dropped this in the middle of the desert, so I had to, of course, pick this thing up. So yeah, basically, all we have left to do at this point is go and visit the Area 51 front gate. Yesterday we visited the back gate, but I was there at 3 o'clock in the morning when the actual date said it was gonna happen, and the only thing that happened was there was a very angry person in a truck or something like that chasing me down the highway, but we're about to go and see if anything's happening out there. And there it is, 12.5 miles of nothing but dirt road all the way down to Area 51. So this is where the trail begins and also where it ends. I'm gonna have to go all the way down there. So that's exactly what I'm going to do now. And also, another interesting thing is if you look down here, there's a house all the way down there. I'm not sure if you could see it, but that house has been involved in so many legal issues over the years, it's unbelievable. Basically, the government wants to buy that house from those people for so many millions of dollars just so they can make Area 51 more secret. It's just a small little ranch, and essentially the owners just decided to not leave and stay there, no matter what the amount of government money that they offered them. So to this very day, there's still people living right there, and that's the closest house to Area 51 ever. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Area 51 front gate.
It started as a goof, a prank, a collection of memes, and one could argue that it ended the same. From one simple Facebook post to millions of people pledging to raid the world's most secret military base, to a rather docile and laid-back music festival in the middle of the sleepy oasis city of Las Vegas. This certainly was a thing. There's little doubt as to whether secret stuff still goes on in Area 51. Those unmarked, unregistered Boeing 737s still fly from Las Vegas's McCarran International Airport to Groom Lake and back again nearly every day. But the old days are definitely over for America's Mordor. Today, it is almost impossible to drive through the region without alien bobbleheads and commemorative spoons spontaneously appearing in your luggage. Being kitschy and spooky is an industry for the nearby towns of Alamo and Rachel, Nevada. And frankly, nobody in the place would like those tourist driving mysteries dispelled. It would seem that America's consumer culture ultimately triumphs over even advanced alien civilizations and the underground research centers we build to reverse engineer them.
When I got here, it was 100 degrees outside, and when I arrived in Rachel, it started to rain, and then there were hurricane level winds. There was almost a tornado that basically almost
ate my car, and now it's back to 105 degrees outside, and every single gas station and basically anything of any particular interest is at least a 50-mile drive from anywhere around here. And the raid didn't even happen. At least, not a real raid. So I guess we can all come to one common conclusion, and that is, man, this place sucks. I'm getting out of this place. No one wants to be here. I can't even believe this, man. There's no living creatures anywhere. Not even the wildlife wants to be out here. Look, there's a dead animal on the road. Even the animals out here freaking commit suicide. They don't even want to be